She walked into the courtroom smiling, calm, confident, as if she already knew how this would end. Poised, unbothered, almost untouchable. But the moment her aunt took the stand, everything unraveled. The air shifted. The room fell silent. Her parents were gone, their lives taken as they slept. And while investigators searched for answers, she was on TikTok, documenting grief, performing pain, shaping a story for millions. She tried to flip the narrative, positioning herself as the victim, the heartbroken daughter caught in tragedy. But the court wasn't convinced. Her aunt's testimony, combined with those carefully crafted TikTok videos begging creators to cover the case, told a far different story. There were no missing pieces anymore. No cover left to hide behind. And in that moment, she realized she wasn't walking out of that courtroom. Not after what had been revealed. Not after what everyone had seen. This is the disturbing story of Sarah Grace Patrick. On the surface, she looked like any other teenager. Selfies, emotional videos, late-night tears, public pleas for prayer. A young girl living in Carrollton, Georgia. She had one younger sister, only 5 or 6 years old, a child who would soon experience something no child ever should. For months after the tragedy, Sarah played the role of the grieving daughter, and millions watched. On February 20th, 2025, inside their home on Tyus Road, something horrific happened. Her mother, Kristen Brock, and her stepfather, James Brock, were shot while they slept. There were no signs of forced entry. The only people inside the home that night were Sarah and her little sister. It was the younger child who discovered the bodies. Sarah made the 911 call. When police arrived, they ruled it a homicide. Then the social media storm began. Sarah posted emotional videos, crying, mourning, asking for prayers and healing. Weeks later, she shared a collage of photos with her parents, writing the year later she and her 5-year-old sister would find them wrongfully shot dead in their own home. She even reached out to a true crime creator named Janice, urging her to cover the case, claiming she could provide inside information and that the story would be a huge hit. Once the case went public, Sarah began replying to comments in ways that now raise eyebrows. When someone suggested the killer knew the house, she replied, "Most definitely, since they knew the home." In another comment, she referenced the manner of death. Janice later claimed Sarah emailed her with details of the crime scene she said she personally witnessed. Before any arrest, before charges, she wasn't just grieving. She was directing attention. Then came the funeral, the moment that changed everything. Standing before the crowd, Sarah said, "I just wanted to say goodbye to my mom and James since we never got the chance to."
Isn't it easy to be like, oh, Ben and Angie do this all the time, but I'm really happy I get to do this, but just bear with me because I stutter a lot. I just wanted to say goodbye to my mom and Jamie since we never got the chance to. I was so used to you guys always being here to the point that I never once thought to imagine y'all not being here. I didn't have a single clue how much I needed y'all until now. For James, thank you for all the life lessons you taught me and for being the best, honest dad ever. Your heart will finally be healed in heaven and neither of y'all will be in any pain anymore. Although that gives me so much comfort, your fight was not supposed to end there. And for my mother, everything we went through does not define what kind of person or what kind of mother you were. You were a beautiful, kind soul with so much gratitude and so gosh dang strong.
She described her mother as kind and beautiful, told mourners she would always be her sunshine. But many in attendance later said something felt off. The emotion didn't feel raw. It felt rehearsed, more performance than pain. Whispers followed. Family members questioned the delivery, the timing, the control. Investigators knew suspicion alone wasn't enough. They needed proof. They dug deep into her digital footprint, social media activity, private messages, and her outreach to online creators. They interviewed relatives, neighbors, classmates. They combed through the house for physical evidence. Authorities later described the case as a mountain of digital behavior that couldn't be ignored. They moved slowly and deliberately, building a case where every post, every message, every public appearance added weight. On July 8th, 2025, Sarah turned herself in along with her father. By then, A warrant was already waiting.
She turned herself in because we notified her she had warrants for her arrest. Don't you want the right person arrested? So that's why it takes so long. These diligent investigators took their time. We've got the person that we believe orchestrated this and committed this horrific crime.
She was charged as an adult with 2 counts of intentional harm resulting in loss of life, along with 2 counts of aggravated assault connected to the deaths. The image of the grieving daughter vanished. She was now the accused. At her bond hearing, cameras captured her smiling repeatedly as she entered the courtroom. She appeared relaxed, almost confident, as if she believed she would be released. But that confidence was about to be tested. One of the most damaging moments came from within her own family. Her aunt took the stand and described behaviors she had witnessed behind closed doors. She called Sarah manipulative, emotionally detached, and inconsistent. She spoke of patterns that didn't align with grief.
The defendant is charged with the brutal murders of my brother, Jamie, and my sister-in-law while they were lying in their bed. My 5-year-old niece was then woke up to find their parents lifeless. The trauma this innocent child will carry for the rest of her life is unfathomable. I am deeply concerned about Jaylee's safety should the defendant be released on bond. I ask you, please consider the following factors when deciding whether to grant a bond. My first concern is flight risk. The defendant has financial resources provided by the immediate family, which would enable her to flee. Her family maintains that she is innocent, and given her manipulative behavior, I believe she may attempt to flee. Second concern is witness intimidation. The defendant has shown a pattern of intimidation towards family members and others with knowledge of the crime. I fear that if she's released, she will continue this behavior to silence anyone who could testify against her. My third concern is evidence. The brutality of these murders is not in dispute. My family and I have seen the death certificates, and although we are not aware of exactly how many shots were fired, we do know that there were multiple gunshots to both Jamie and Kristen. Personal safety. If the defendant can kill her own parents in such a violent manner, I fear for my own safety and the safety of my family and friends. The possibility that she could harm us is terrifying, and I urge you to consider this in your decision. I'm a Christian who believes in Jesus Christ. My prayer is that justice will be served for Jamie and Kristen, and their bond will be denied for the defendant, as she has shown that she is capable of extreme violence and manipulation. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity to speak and share my concerns.
The mood shifted instantly. The smiling face now had nowhere to hide. Her aunt warned the court that Sarah was a flight risk, a danger to witnesses, and capable of controlling narratives to her advantage. She expressed concern for the younger sister, suggesting Sarah could intimidate or influence her. The defense argued back, emphasizing her lack of criminal history, her age, and testimony from supporters who described her church involvement in good character. But the evidence stacked high. The TikToks, the funeral speech, the private messages, the aunt's testimony. The judge denied bond. And in that moment, Sarah Grace Patrick broke down, sobbing uncontrollably.
They expressed that they had vast concerns that she would have the ability to flee, that she would be a danger to the community, that she would be a danger to them, and that she would pose a significant risk of intimidating, or actually I think the state steered away from intimidating, or influencing or manipulating witnesses. Ms. Patrick, because of that, I'm bound by the law, and I do not believe that you would be a proper candidate for bond at this time.
She entered the courtroom, smiling. She left in tears. The composure shattered. A young woman who tried to control the narrative now faced the weight of it collapsing around her. This case is far from over. Grand jury proceedings, trial motions, and evidence battles still lie ahead. Public opinion remains divided. Some see a grieving child caught in tragedy. Others see calculated manipulation hiding behind tears. We saw the smile. We heard the pleas. So what do you believe? Was Sarah Grace Patrick a broken daughter or a master manipulator? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more real courtroom stories. Thanks for watching.